It's my hope that you had a beautiful day and not really actually coming to an end, but so far so good. Karibu sana. It is time for TV47 at one loss lined up for you, and I'll be taking you through. My name is Linda Alela. Straight to it, the Directorate of Criminal Investigations, DCI, has confirmed that 2 people of interest are in custody as homicide detectives intensify investigations into the fatal shooting of Dr. Victoria Ndunya Mutiso, who was killed in Nairobi's Upper Hill area on 29th of July 2026. An update to the public, the DCI said specialized investigative and forensic teams have been pursuing multiple pleads, that is through witness interviews, forensic analysis and targeted operations since taking over the case. Such as have been executed at premises linked to persons of interest, leading to the recovery of exhibits, how undergoing a detailed forensic analysis. Now, the identities of the 2 individuals in custody are being withheld at this stage to protect the integrity of the ongoing investigation. All right, and yes, we go to a different story. We'll be following up on that to get more updates later. The Kenya National Union of Nurses and the Kenya National Union of Medical Laboratory Officers have joined the ongoing nationwide nurses strike in Nairobi. The unions are demanding full implementation of the 2017 elective and collective bargaining agreement, citing delayed salary increments, risk allowances, and other negotiated employment benefits. The union leaders say that healthcare workers will not return to duty until the government honors all commitments contained in the agreement. Let's cross over and listen in.
When you are toiling and breaking your bones, they call you the backbone of health sector. But I want to tell them, you are not only a backbone of health sector, you are the heartbeat of health sector. Today, there is no service. Why? Because the heartbeat is not functioning. And we are telling them, if you are only concerned about our numbers when we are giving service, and when it comes to compensation, our numbers is mind-boggling, then continue with your mind that is being boggled. And we are saying the risk compensation should not be pegged on title. Yes. A doctor should not get that risk compensated higher than any other person because of the title, the professional title. A nurse makes critical and crucial decisions which are risk. Risk is also equal to the duration of contact with risk factors, the infection. And our justifications and arguments are very mature. We are saying, so long as I'm still, as a nurse, going to stay in risky areas, interacting with infections for 24 hours in a day, we are going to be paid better risk than any other person. Yeah. So long as your contact as a nurse with risk factor remains the way it is for 24 hours, we must be paid better. Yeah. So we are saying risk allowance should not be pegged on positions, on professional hierarchy. It should be pegged on duration and the time and hour and type of contact you have with infection.
More updates of that later. And President William Ruto is set to deliver a special national address on Thursday evening at a time when his administration faces growing public scrutiny over the high cost of living and an increasingly charged political environment ahead of the 2027 general election. The address comes as Kenyans continue to grapple with the rising cost of essential commodities, concerns over public service delivery, and heightened political activity across the country. According to State House, the address will focus on charting the way forward for the national development and gains achieved under the Kenya Kwanza vision. You can trust us to give you updates, and not just updates, but live coverage of that State of the Nation address later on in the evening. So keep it TV47. Away from it, the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission IEBC has dismissed reports that there are plans to ban live streaming of election results in the 2027 general election. The IEBC chairperson Erastus Ethekon says that the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission has not made any decision or proposal to Parliament to restrict live streaming, insisting that the Commission remains committed to transparency and accountability.
Commissioners present here, Judge Justice Francis Tuyot, Representative, and what we are required as directed by the courts is to ensure that the campaign financing regulations are in place, are approved, gazetted, and therefore implemented accordingly. So we are looking at the campaign finance regulations and also the proposed contribution and spending limits, which the law directs the Commission to set. The manner in which contributions are made, but also the spending limit for the money that is raised for political campaigns. So at the outset, I would like to express the Commission's appreciation to all the members of the public, both present here and those that participated in the various regions where we held the public forums. And we thank you, of course, for honoring our invitation and making time to participate in this engagement. Indeed, your presence is a clear demonstration of the importance attached to the electoral reforms that we are spearheading as a commission towards the strengthening of Kenya's democratic processes. In the same breath, ladies and gentlemen, I cannot therefore fail to express our profound gratitude to those institutions that have been supportive to us in the course of undertaking this assignment. And that includes special mention to Transparency International, Kenya, chapter, and LGR, who have been partnering with us to ensure this invaluable support in undertaking this very important and yet costly process.
And the High Court has temporarily halted the arrest and prosecution of Kangema Principal Magistrate Martin Mutegi over allegations of soliciting, that is 170,000 Kenya shillings bribe, and of course to influence a judicial sentencing decision. Justice Richard Mwongo issued stay orders following an application challenging the EACC and DPP's legal action against Mutegi. Defense counsel Jura Akude told the Anti-Corruption Court that the magistrate could not attend proceedings because he remains hospitalized in Nairobi. Meanwhile, co-accused probation officer Julius Irungu Njogu pleaded not guilty to receiving the bribe and secured cash bail.
During the 2024 Rapid Result Initiative, we uncovered the alarming scale of the suffering and livelihood losses caused by the illegal bush slaughter of donkeys. Perhaps even the more concerning issue is the finding that the nature of this crime has fundamentally changed.
In families, what the donkeys do in keeping the family going, particularly in arid and semi-arid areas, where it is mainly water is the biggest thing that is transported. And for me, once you have mentioned water, every issue in the well-being of a human being is there.
Now, members of parliament allied to Deputy President Kithure Kindiki have dismissed claims that he is being sidelined within the Kenya Kwanza administration. Chuka Igamba Ngombe, Member of Parliament Patrick Monene, and Mwea, Member of Parliament Mary Mwangi insist that Kindiki remains firmly in government and continues to discharge his constitutional mandate as Deputy President. Monene accused some leaders of spreading propaganda aimed at creating divisions within the executive, maintaining that Mount Kenya members of parliament fully support Kindiki ahead of the 2027 general election. The legislators also rejected former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagwa's influence in the region, saying he no longer speaks for Mount Kenya following his impeachment and should apologize for repeatedly attacking elected leaders.
Tuna uoga kama jeshi ya Profesa Kindiki na William Samoei Ruto. Na niwaambie kwa hii nchi ijaonekana rais mwingine amefanya maendeleo ambayo William Ruto anatengeneza. Hii Mwea peke yake tumezunguka leo, mheshimiwa anajenga barabara 3. Anajenga daraja 8. Hii Mwea imejengwa huduma. Hii Mwea inajengwa hospitali mpya, a new referral hospital. Hakuna serikali imefanya kazi ile William Ruto amefanya. So mtu atisupigishe siasa yake ya chuki. Ukikosana na mtu mmoja usiseme ati jamii ya mlima imekosana na rais. Wewe ndio ulikosana na rais. Na usiongee na wabiafa. Hakuna mahali tumekuchagua huko unaongea na wabiafa.
How? Somebody who is fired to come and tell you who you are going to elect. How? How? Anakuja kusema kwa sababu yeye ndio Mungu ama ndio nani? Leaders are called and equipped by God. You cannot come and tell us who is going to be elected. You are not God.
And the government has launched a plan to revive the Kwale International Sugar Company Limited, and of course with the initiative that is expected to restore sugar production as well as create jobs and revive cane farming in the low coastal region. And our Agriculture Cabinet Secretary Mutahi Kagwe announced a multi-agency committee to oversee the factory reopening and address operational challenges. The government also plans to clerk about 66 million Kenya shillings, and that is to clear in farmer arrears while positioning the mill to boost domestic sugar production and reduce reliance on imports.
The victims are speaking alone. Nyinyi wenyewe mnazungumzia, lakini mnakutana, mnalalamika, lakini sasa iwe nini basi? Kwa hivyo vile tunataka ni tuwe na kamati ambayo inaweza kutatua na ukamilifu ile maneno iliyoko. Manake hatutaki kusema hii ni maneno ya pesa peke yake. Sio maneno ya pesa peke yake. Iko maneno pesa, lakini iko maneno mengi ambayo tunaweza saidiana na tutatue, na ndio nikija tena mimi nasikia tu mgurumo miwa ikiwa inafanywa nini? Inasagwa.
Tufanye kitu inaitwa an extension selling center ndio nilete fertilizer, na hiyo fertilizer itakuwa crop specific, itakuwa ya miwa. Tuko na ile fertilizer tumepewa na serikali specifically for sugarcane, na pia itakuwa subsidized at a subsidized price kama wengine vile wanapata.
All right, from there, we are back here in Nairobi and we cross over to the Jubilee Party headquarters where their leaders are addressing the media and the nation at large. Let's cross over and listen in.
Left to the general elections next year. In the next 1 or 2 weeks, we will be exactly 1 year to the next general elections. Jubilee Party is prepared to go to the next general elections. You know, we have a candidate, His Excellency Okengo Matiang'i, who is our presidential candidate. And what we have now come up with, especially coming up or as a resolve from the NEC meeting that we had yesterday for the last 2 days, it was a roadmap we have come up with, that we have come with a work plan for the next 1 year. Among the issues that we discussed or we have agreed, which is also related to what we are doing here today, is to roll out our campaigns in various regions, including Tana River, where we have engaged the leaders here. And we have agreed that in the next 3 weeks, we will be having a visit to Tana River for 2 days, where we'll be able to engage the citizens of Tana River and also the aspirants of various positions in Tana River in readiness for the 2027 general elections. We will also be rolling the same to different areas coming or arising from the roadmap that we set yesterday, and the party will also be able to review its program on monthly basis as we head to the next general elections. So today is our happiness to have received the or said leaders have said who have defected or who have joined us from different parties, and in earnest or in joining us, this shows that Jubilee Party continues to grow day after day, and we are prepared to join other leaders or to join other people who will be contesting in various positions in the next general elections from other parties. So ours is now to strengthen our party ahead of the next general elections, and basically what we are doing is to grow our aspirants list, or the we put together the list of aspirants from different areas who will be running for various positions. Jubilee Party will be fielding candidates in all positions, from MCA to the president, and we will be fielding the candidates in all the 1,450 wards. We will be fielding MP aspirants or MP candidates in all the I think the 290 constituencies, the 47 senators, the 47 women reps, and the 47 governors in all electoral units next year, including the presidential candidate, His Excellency Fred Okengo Matiang'i. So we are prepared, and as we move forward, we also reiterate that in the united opposition, I think leaders are also engaging, so that as we move forward, we can be able to approach these elections as united. For those many remarks, I want to invite the Secretary General, Muitarero Rekenta, to also address. My name is Vincent Kemosi. I'm the National Chairperson, Jubilee Party.
Good afternoon. So my name is Muitarero Rekenta, the Secretary General of Jubilee Party. The chairman has said what he has said, and our aspirants will talk, maybe say one or two things. But I'd like to reiterate as a party that we are a national party. We are a national party, and we are a party for every Kenyan. Doesn't matter where they come from. Secondly, I'd like to clearly state the position of Jubilee as far as what is going on in this country is concerned. We are a party of peace. We are a party that respects dignity. We are a party that believes the Kenyan people should not be divided by political ideologies or political affiliations. We have seen what's going on in this country. We have had the cabinet minister call other Kenyans by their derogatory names like hyenas and all that. Unite our country. And as Jubilee, we would like to call upon the cabinet minister or the cabinet secretary who called other Kenyans hyenas to come out and apologize and resign his position, because he does not merit to be a CS in Kenya or in any other.
All right, you get extensive details of that press address later on. Last Speaker, the Secretary General of Jubilee Party, Muitarero Rekenta, addressing the press as well as highlighting their plans for the 2027 general election as Jubilee Party and as part of the united movement, that is the United Opposition Movement. We now want to take a quick short break. It's exactly 17 minutes past the top of the hour. We come back with more news.
Kezo ya kimono
yote mzee ni burudike mchoka ni budi ya madeni.
Tuesdays at 8:30 p.m.
You have to be very careful. Fake money can kill business.
Na leo mkorada yangu.
Small money, kapesa kadogo, big behavior.
I only have big notes.
Alikuwa anatafuta courage.
Yaani nafaje kutengeneza kachumbari na manyanya zinakaa hivi? Ona, kiki ni kama kiwaru.
Hiyo inaitwa commitment to the lie. Amejicommit.
Ndio hiyo. Mpatie.
Unajua kama una mtu kitu, hata tu salamu ya kawaida inakaa kama reminder.
Habari yako?
Sintalipa kesho.
Kesho gani when?
Si kesho ya kesho ya tomorrow.
Hiyo tena. Mzee ni bulibulike mchoka.
Nebo ni madeni.
Tuesdays at 8:30 p.m. on TV47. Sundays at 8:30 p.m.
Good morning.
You have my rent?
Leo jioni kama tutakuwa tumelipa rent, nauza hii simu yako.
Hamna pesa. I need just to make my nails today.
Sasa hivi natuhusu aje?
Can I order now? Do you ship? Can I get blinking ones?
Mimi nilikuwa na trade. Nimewekelea kitele yangu. Kitele yangu na trade. Ikikunyuma.
Oh my God. He left me.
Nitumie ni line. Uko nje kuna wifi.
Why? Hi-fi?
Wait, so what do we call this dish again?
I have no idea.
The cucumbers.
All right, and welcome back. Thank you for choosing to stay with us. Now we get to a story that we had earlier on carried with a bit of a mix-up in relation to also a High Court story that we will bring back to you with, of course, the correct details, and therefore we want to apologize for that as we get to the right one, and that the National Crime Research Center, NCRC, has launched a landmark study on illegal donkey skin trade. The research highlights severe socio-economic animal welfare and public health threats. The population of donkeys has been decreasing from the initial 2009 report that indicated the population went down from 1.9 million to 1.1 million in 2019. Driven by high international demand for hides, organized criminal syndicates are targeting donkeys through covert bush slaughters and cross-border smuggling. This illicit enterprise threatens rural livelihoods, worsens time poverty for women and children, as well as causes environmental contamination. The report states that the most affected counties are Machakos, Kitui, Kiambu, and Turkana. Now stakeholders are calling for urgent legislative reforms, stronger border security, and community vigilance to curb the crisis.
During the 2024 Rapid Result Initiative, we uncovered the alarming scale of the suffering and livelihood losses caused by the illegal bush slaughter of donkeys. Perhaps even the more concerning issue is the finding that the nature of this crime has fundamentally changed.
In families, what the donkeys do in keeping the family going, particularly in arid and semi-arid areas, where it is mainly water is the biggest thing that is transported. And for me, once you have mentioned water, every issue in the well-being of a human being is there.
And back to the corridors of justice, we had carried this story earlier on, but with wrong details, and now we have it with the correct details that the High Court has temporarily halted the arrest and prosecution of Kangema Principal Magistrate Martin Mutegi over allegations of soliciting 170,000 Kenya shillings bribe, that is to influence judicial sentencing decision. Richard Mungo issued stay orders following an application challenging the ESSA and DPP's legal actions against Mutegi. Defense counsel Jura Kudi told the anti-corruption court that the magistrate could not attend proceedings because he remains hospitalized in Nairobi. Meanwhile, co-accused probation officer Julius Irungu Njogu pleaded not guilty to receiving the bribe.
Has presented a medical report which shows that the second accused is admitted and or under medication. The court has also been informed of an order by the High Court touching on the second accused. Consequently, I shall not give any meaningful directions today. This matter shall be mentioned on a date we will agree on shortly. 1 week, so that it also gives the prosecution time.
All right, now veteran journalist Susan Kasera has released a memoir, Tomorrow Will Rise Again, in which she shares her personal journey of caring for her brothers as he battled alcohol addiction, shining a light on the power of hope, resilience and family support. For years, Kasera told the stories of others through her journalism aspect, and now, however, in her latest book, she turns the spotlight on her own life, candidly recounting the emotional challenges of caregiving and their impact of addiction on families. Through the memoir, she also challenges the long-standing culture of journalists keeping their personal struggles private, demonstrating that those who report the news have compelling stories of their own to tell.
I have just authored this book, Tomorrow the Sun Will Rise Again. I'm a journalist by profession, 30 years plus actually, and often we talk about other people, we don't talk about ourselves. I am a caregiver to my brother who is struggling or who is actually in recovery from alcohol use disorder. And I decided to write this book. This book is about my lived experience with my brother as a caregiver. And while I was writing this book, it became very clear that everybody concentrates on the user, but they forget the caregiver. Yet behind every user, there is a caregiver. So my call and my appeal is that our voice be heard also. We need help. As much as the users need help, we too need help.
Indeed, we remain positive that the sun will rise again. Congratulations to you, Kasera. Now, youth in Kajiado County have been urged to embrace technical and vocational education and training TVET to acquire practical skills, create self-employment opportunities, and help address the country's growing youth unemployment challenge. The appeal was made during the graduation of more than 1,500 students from various TVET institutions under the Tujiajiri program, a partnership between KCB Bank and the Kajiado County government. Education stakeholders say that vocational training has empowered young people with industry-ready skills and opened doors to entrepreneurship. Meanwhile, Kajiado Governor Joseph Ulilenku called on development partners to continue supporting TVET education, describing it as a key driver of job creation, economic growth, and a second chance for youth who left school before completing their education.
These skills are very important, especially to our youth outside there, because they need a small capital, and also it is hands-on. This means that they are going to use the basic skills that they have been trained. At the same time, the companies within Kajiado County, they are able to absorb them because they have what it deserves.
You are now equipped to become innovators, entrepreneurs, and skilled professionals who will create jobs, improve livelihoods, and strengthen our industries, as has been seen by the testimonies we have just had here.
Not only the services are available, but young people are thriving. You know, when you see a young lady that did tailoring now having a uniform shop, you know, creating, providing services that before people were getting from Kiserian, now available in Endasopia, more than 80 kilometers away, then we can really say that this program has become successful.
All right, Kenya national women's team Harambee Starlets will be aiming to revive their 2026 Women's Africa Cup of Nations, that is WAFCON campaign, when they take on Senegal today in the evening in their second Group A match in Morocco. The Starlets began their tournament with a difficult 4-0 defeat to hosts Morocco, leaving them bottom of Group A. Despite the heavy opening defeat, Harambee Starlets head coach Baldino Demba remains optimistic about her side's chances against Senegal. Elsewhere, Cameroon defeated Mali 2-1, while Ghana secured a 2-0 win over Cape Verde.
Played Algeria 2 games, so that's another game for another day. But for Senegal, like the coach has said, we are prepared mentally, more confidence, and not forgetting tactically we must be very smart considering that they are a physical side.
We must improve on capitalizing on our chances. We got 2 clear chances in the beginning of the game. If we had capitalized on the chances, it would have been a different match. They're a physical side, so I can say that their physicality is what they have. They run, they're well built, and they use that as their advantage. So we already understand what they're bringing, and we are looking forward for a good game.
All right, all the best to the Starlets. Kenya will have a chance to increase their medal tally in the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow, Scotland. That is this evening. Rebecca Mwangi and Caroline Nyaga are in the final of the women's 5,000 meters race from 11:18 p.m. local time. And that is while Neema Stensi is in the final of the women's 100 meters T47 event. Team Kenya currently has 2 gold medals, 2 silver medals, and 2 bronze medals. Faith Cherotich won the country's second gold. That is on Wednesday night after winning in the women's 3,000 meters steeplechase. Earlier, Edmund Serem clinched gold in the men's 3,000 meters steeplechase ahead of compatriots Simon Kiprop Koech and Leonard Kemoi Bet. Diana Wanza settled for silver in the women's 10,000 meters, while Joshua Amunga Mboya walked away with bronze after lifting combined weight of 260 kilograms. And of course, as we have said, the race is on at 11:18 p.m. local time. Okay, that's all we had for you at TV47 at 1. We definitely are working on more stories to bring you later on. So see you again at 4. My name is Linda Alela. I close it at that point.